Good morning, big wave trading family. It's late at night on Wednesday at Maui, so I'm going to have to kind of go through these quickly. First off, whatever asset allocation I have, like 2% of my capital into ENV, 1.5% to USPH. Let's just go and throw those up as I go through each one. So we're supposed to put 2% of your capital ENV according to my system. USPH should get 1.5%. IIVI ad signals should get 1%. YNDX ad signals should get 1%. TVIZ ad signals should get 1%. Kirk should get 0.5% and EVBG should get 0.5%. However, I'm fully invested. I had very few stops trigger yesterday, and the most miracle thing happened. That gap down in the market on Wednesday morning came with zero of my stops triggering, and I didn't have a single stop trigger until about 50 minutes into the session when the new speculative long AMMA hit its first stop at 137, 134. So whenever it clips 134, I got knocked out of half of the position. So that was pretty impressive. By the end of the day, only a few stops triggered, with most of them being in, hedges like TEX, SQQQ, and Success also didn't trigger a stop intraday, but by the end of the day, then there was one VRA. TCON hit a profit target, so it was just a really good session overall. So I do not have a whole lot of cash available, but let's go through those long positions really quick. ENV, I really like this signal. Want to get long at 43.40, the high of the day, since it's not extended. First cut loss is this low right here, 42.35. Then emergency stop. So if let's say I get 100 shares, 50 would be here, 25 would be here at 39.20, and 25 would be here at 38. Now if 42.35 goes, unless this thing does what it did here, and God, I hope it doesn't, but technically it doesn't matter because I'm not even going to be able to get 1% of my account capital in this, so I actually don't care if it does. Hopefully the thing doesn't crash intraday, and if it closes below here, I'll be moving up either all or half my stops, and I really don't plan on this or this level ever coming into play, but still wanted to throw it out there. Then IIVI ad signal, I'm just going by percentages, what I want to do for each one. IIVI ad signal, want to get long at 36.10. First stop, same as before, 34.55 and 34.05. And now with the ad signal, I'm going to go ahead and use both levels, especially since it was up on Wednesday. But with this one, it's a little bit more extended, but still it's got that bullish candle over candle pattern. The volume surge and BOP is very beautiful with all the max green BOP. But it did lose max green BOP today because it didn't show up in my max green BOP for the past 5-day scan. I was like, what the hell? But on this chart, I know it's hard for you to see, it actually lost max green BOP barely today. So we'll see if that's a harbinger of the stock rolling over, but I hope not. And then YNDX, this is about the best ad signal overall because you got the bullish reversal hammer candle over candle pattern with the pocket pivot point signal right off the 50-day moving average. Want to get long, this ad signal 30.08, first cut loss 28.87, final cut loss 28.13, pretty clear cut. TVIZ hedge ad signal, first long signal for TVIZ came on this day, I think 13.06. It never touched it, got down to 13.10, and it came close again the next day at 13.15, but because it never traded again at 13.10, I never even got my initial position in TVIZ started, because this shows the entry, but I didn't get a big position if I remember correctly, and this day knocked me out of my final part of the position, and then I got the rebuy ad signal position, and then it was just impossible to get back long TVIZ. So this ad signal is about the most important ad signal for me. Might as well get hedges on here with me being fully invested. So 1% of my account capital, limit order 14.23, the high of the day. First cut loss 13.55, final cut loss 12.69. But once again, if I have 100 shares, 50 goes here, 25 goes here. If that low's taken out, whatever the new low a day is where the final 25 go. That's just how I use these volatility hedges. And then skipped USPH. This is probably one of the better signals overall, with it oversold RSI swing trade bounce, MACD just starting to turn and coil higher, not shown on this chart, but a nice surge in green BOP, nice surge in volume, that reversal hammer candle pattern want to get long 57.15 and the one and only cut loss 56.50. But I might just put half. Let's say if I get 100 shares, I might just put 50 here. And then I might put 50 emergency all the way down there. And obviously it would never come into play. And if this low goes, whatever the next low, the final 50, that's where the final stop will go. Going to give some stocks some room to run. It looks like the market wants to start moving higher. So we'll see. I want to be a little loose with some of my stops whenever I have such small positions, because USPH, this is a great stock and it should move immediately, but there is a possibility it might do what it did here before it then moves higher. We'll see. Hopefully not. I mean, lower volume on the last leg down. There was heavier volume that previous leg. Volume dried up on the most recent leg, and clear accumulation on those reversal days with the BOP confirming. Then new long KIRK, Kirkland Incorporated. More higher quality, lower price stock. Finally got back above 10 with a nice strong move following its earnings release. Consolidated sideways, above average volume on all the reversals. Max Green BOP, above average volume. I'm good to go. Want to get long at 11.59, the close. First cut loss, this low right here, 11.13. And you can then use 10.59 as, so once again, if I get long 100 shares, 50 right here. Oh, Jesus Christ. 11.13, 11.04. Oh my God. Did I write everything wrong about this thing? So 11.13 is the low there. Right. I was totally wrong. Okay, so I've written these limits down wrong. So, or the stop. So the limit order should be 11.59. First cut loss, I have written down 11.13 that I'm looking off my notes, but it's going to be 11.04. That's where 50 would go if you had 100 shares. 25 then below 10.59, then 25 below 9.64. I don't expect 9.64, 10.59 to ever come in play, hopefully, but that's just how I want to do it because this is such a small position. Now, if you're getting long, probably should be 11.04 first cut loss, final cut loss 10.59, but for me, I'm willing to give this stock some room to work following that powerful gap up and run. And then the final ad signal, EVBG. Beautiful pocket pivot point signal, candle over candle with the BOP confirmation. At least it's green. It wasn't higher than like the previous BOP back here. I wish it would have zoomed up past it, but at least it's higher than the previous green BOP a couple days ago. Pocket pivot point signal on above average volume. The 5, 10, and 20-day moving average is touching the intraday range, but they're all below the real body. So I'm not going to pay up for EVBG. So my limit order is going to be at 23.34. First cut loss, this low here, 22.11. Final cut loss here, 21.56. Once again, it's a small overall ad signal, but technically it's supposed to be 0.5%. But once again, if I get 0.25% of my account into this name, I'll be stoked. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I also have 2 speculative long positions. I'll go ahead and show MNGA because I posted it on StockTwits. You can look it up on StockTwits and see what I wrote about it. But basically, oversold swing trade, momentum, limit order 51, first cut loss and move below 47. Right here, I do believe. What am I doing? It's this low. Wow, I write stuff like an idiot. So first cut loss should be here, 47. Second cut loss here at 45. Final cut loss at 44. So here's how I would do it once again. Same thing that I keep going over. If I have 100 shares, 50 here, 25 here, 25 here. That's how it works. I have one other new speculative long position, but it's pretty speculative, pretty thin. I'll save that for Platinum members. It'll be on the new positions page for speculative longs. All right, everyone. Great luck on Thursday. Futures are up, but I can't trust that after what happened Wednesday evening. Aloha. I mean Tuesday evening. Once again, aloha.